Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're essentially doing a bit of time travel. We're stepping way back into the freezing ice age to look at a brilliant, literally life-saving innovation. Because think about it, how do you engineer survival against the cold using nothing but the natural world around you? We're going to break down exactly how early humans cracked the code of thermodynamics to build underground shelters that naturally retained warmth.
So here's the massive question. How did early humans survive freezing Ice Age winters? I mean, before modern heating, before anything resembling advanced architecture, the elements were just totally unforgiving. If you couldn't figure out a way to stay warm, well, you simply didn't make it to the next sunrise. It was that stark. Today we're going to follow the journey of one tribal elder who basically invented prehistoric thermal insulation. It's this incredible story of observation, trial, and error that completely changed the game for their tribe.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The Bitter Ice Age Winter.
To really understand this, you have to picture just how desperate the reality was on the surface. We're talking about bitter winter winds whipping across a frozen valley. Just looking at this, you can imagine mornings where frost literally coats the beards of the tribe members, and thick ice is just clinging to their animal hides. They're out there on the snow-covered ground, shivering, wrapped tightly in whatever furs they have, desperately trying to get some sleep and conserve warmth. And right in the center of the camp, just a weak, barely glowing fire. Resting on that exposed, frozen surface with almost zero heat is just a losing battle. They had to find a solution.
Which brings us to Section 2, Inspiration from Animal Burrows. Let's follow this elder as he walks across the frozen landscape, tracking fresh prints toward a rocky hillside.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast. On one hand, you have the tribe up on the surface, exposed, shivering, totally at the mercy of the elements. But over on the hillside, the elder observes small Ice Age animals popping out of a burrow. Unlike the freezing humans, these animals are lively. They're completely protected from the bitter snow. This is a massive light bulb moment. The elder is watching nature's own survival strategy, a perfect example of biomimicry, playing out right in front of him. So he kneels down beside the burrow entrance and carefully touches the earth. And he isn't just feeling cold dirt, he's actually observing warm air rising out of the ground. He realizes something profound. The Earth itself acts as a thermal mass. Basically, below the frost line, the ground holds on to heat and insulates against that freezing surface air. The Earth itself is holding and releasing heat. It's the key to their survival. So let's look at Section 3, Harnessing the Earth's Warmth. It's time to put this theory to the test.
The elder heads back and starts excavating near the camp, working tirelessly while the snow is literally piling up around his feet. Keep in mind he's doing this with nothing but rudimentary antler and stone tools. Digging into semi-frozen ground like that, talk about a tough market for prehistoric real estate. First, he digs a shallow pit. Then, he reinforces the walls with sturdy branches for support. Finally, he adds a crucial layer of insulation, spreading animal hides all along the floor and walls to block the damp cold of the soil and make the space actually habitable.
So the crucial point is the physics of what he just accomplished. By going below surface level, he creates this amazing dual-action survival mechanism. First off, he's physically blocking the convective heat loss from those freezing winds whipping across the surface. And second, this enclosed pocket captures the radiant heat of their fire along with the natural warmth held by the earth itself. As he sits down in that partially dug pit with a softly glowing fire, he tests it out. And you know what? It actually works.
Moving on to Section 4. Insulating the underground refuge. Once the tribe sees this working, everyone jumps in to help carry soil, gather branches, and bring furs to finish the shelter.
And this brilliantly illustrates the engineering of their completed refuge. The foundation is that thermal mass of the partially underground chamber. Over that goes a sturdy branch roof, and they layer it heavily with protective fur coverings. That's absolutely crucial for trapping the heat inside and keeping the snow out. Right at the center is a fire, but now it's no longer weak and exposed to the wind. It casts this gentle, trapped warmth throughout the whole enclosed space. It's basically an Ice Age version of central heating.
Just imagine the relief of that first full night. Up above them, a bitter snowstorm continues to just rage across the valley. But below ground, the tribe is no longer shivering. They're gathered securely in this naturally insulated, fire-lit refuge. They stay safe, they're comfortable, and they can finally rest warmly together. The elder's simple observation of nature completely transformed their ability to survive the winter.
Which brings us to a final, really fascinating thought. Think about when you retreat into a warm, insulated home during a freezing winter night today. You're protected from the wind, the heat is trapped securely inside your walls. Are we really doing anything fundamentally different? I mean, sure, our tools have evolved from antlers to heavy excavators, and we've swapped furs for fiberglass, but the brilliant physics of capturing warmth, they remain exactly the same. Think about that ancient ingenuity the next time you step out of the cold. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.